All the primer nice and tacky.
I will say, paint and bodywork is not my thing. So the people that say it's not hot in Texas, I mean, I've been out here for 30 minutes and I am soaked.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now, you follow me on other social platforms, you might have seen my new livery design. I will get into the inspiration of that design as well as how to get somebody to design it and get somebody to print it in a later video. But for today, you're probably wondering what this is. Now, the only thing I didn't show in the render was the GT500 rear bumper, but you can't really see it in the render, and the GT California Special side scoops. Now, I really like these two parts because the front of the Mustang is already super aggressive with the chin spoiler, the Jeep headlight fog lights that I made, so I feel like the rear bumper and the side scoops will really round out the entire look of the car, especially with the big wing ducktail spoiler. And if you haven't noticed, angle kit install video coming soon.
All right, now I'm actually here at my favorite shop, the shop I used to work at, the Rest of Mod shop, RMS Customs and Fab down in Cibolo, Texas. And we got the parts right here. Sounds like I'll be able to start working on these today actually, which is great. So let me get these in to the paint booth in the back, and we're probably gonna start prepping them and getting them ready for paint right now. All right, so that was pretty much me just prepping, sanding the rear bumper and the side scoops, getting everything ready. Last thing that needs to get done, and I'll come in the morning and do this, I gotta go get Gabe from daycare, is go ahead and clean everything off real good, tape everything off, and tomorrow we're gonna shoot the primer and then order the paint because I forgot the paint code. So yeah, let me get out of here and I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, this is not for the faint of heart. I've been here since about 9 a.m. and it's 4 o'clock. And I've been still prepping these parts, making sure they're absolutely perfect. So when Edwin comes in and lays down the primer and the paint, I won't be here for that, but it comes out absolutely flawless. So I have to get into all the nitty gritty details to make sure everything was absolutely covered. So let me show you what I was talking about right here. So all these little cracks deep down in there had to be completely sanded. So that entire line all the way around, inside here, let's see what else, deep into this right in there. I had to get all that stuff super sanded. And then again, I just taped off what's not gonna get painted. Again, the GT500, this is typically black all the way across the bottom of the car. On my Mustang, it's painted. So we're gonna go ahead and just paint match this piece, but leave this, that rough plastic, like it should be. And then the same thing with, where'd I put them? With the side scoops, they're pretty much ready to get primered and then painted as well. So, yep. All right, so I didn't record this part, but Edwin was showing me how to actually lay down primer and spray with a spray gun. So I didn't record any of that. I also didn't want to risk the camera getting any kind of primer or paint on it. So I moved everything outside now. And he put one more layer of, I forgot what he called it, but essentially when it gets sanded, they'll be able to tell if it needs more sanding, if there's any more black showing on the primer. All right, got everything moved out, touched up, as you can see. All the primer nice and tacky. So a lot of work that still needs to get done, but everything's primered and ready for paint. So super excited, just happy to be done with it. I will say, paint and bodywork is not my thing. Like, I spent 2 days. I mean, I wanted to learn how to do it, but I spent way too long trying to figure it out. So I'm whooped. I won't be here tomorrow, so they're gonna finish painting everything up for me. But I do have a bash bar for the rear of the Mustang, but I want to go ahead and get mocked up because it also has a tow strap. So gotta go home and start working on that stuff tomorrow. So I was originally going to do a step-by-step guide on how to install this rear bash bar on your S197 Mustang that I got from Scotidi. Basically everything from Scotidi so far has been a direct bolt-on, and none of this is sponsored. It's just they make great parts for these cars that, again, directly bolt on, so there's no cutting, there's no measuring, none of that nonsense. So yeah, let me show you how it came out. All right, here's the rear bash bar from Scotidi. I do want to point out that you can pick different colors for the bash bar. Since I painted the inside of the Mustang white, I wanted everything to match, and I chose the white for your bash bars. You get these end puck plates that come in here, and you just use a bolt and they screw in, everything is supplied. But what I really love about this bash bar, and the reason why I got it, was two reasons. The first one is you're able to do a toe point without having to fabricate a bunch of stuff, and I did everything like on the Challenger, and it's a complete time suck. This was super easy. The other thing is this rear jack point. Now the tire's not on the car right now, but I had this horrible fitment. You can basically fit your fists between the tire and the fender. But the reason I had it like that was because if I had lowered the car anymore, I couldn't get the jack underneath right here or in the back to get it to the rear diff. It was just too low. In fact, even at the height that I had it in, the rear jack was bumping and I couldn't get it underneath the rear diff, which just kind of became a nightmare. So insert the rear bash bar. So now with that rear point right there, I'm able to lift the car up, change out rear tires without any hassle. Currently, I'm putting the jacks underneath the axle. It's probably the safest spot, and it holds the car up nice and steady, so no issue. Again, this is a direct bolt-on part. So you just take off the 4 bolts on your rear crash bar, put this one on, put the bolts back in. I did use a little Loctite, and you're good to go. Now I am going to be doing the front bash bar from Scotidi because it also has a front jack point as well. And my front crash bar is actually all messed up because this car was in an accident before. So I got the whole rear bumper mocked up. Everything's good to go. Now I am using my old bumper, which I'll show you. It's been crashed into before. The paint's peeling and fading. I mean, the whole car's kind of like this. So the only thing is, I wish I would have done this cut and measured this up on the GT500 bumper before I would have sanded and primered it at Milo's. But as you can see, I mean, it's not too bad. I can probably just template this out, go ahead and transfer it to the GT500 rear bumper and do the same cut. And basically, this is just gonna slide right through and look nice and clean. I did have to remove and measure, so I get the right amount of like the strap hanging out, because I don't want the whole thing just showing too much strap. So you see I got this excess right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and tuck that right behind there. Not a big deal. Now, before I removed the rear bumper and the rear tire, I wanted to see how much I needed to lower the car. What I found is the car is actually level right at this point, right where I'm sitting, shoulder width. The car is actually level. It is at a dead zero. I've made no changes. And that's because I did raise the front end when I did the angle kit. Again, that video is coming out next week. So I really don't want to mess with that. So when I sit in the car, I'm level. I'm not pitched up or pitched down. There's no crazy rake to the car. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. To the people that say it's not hot in Texas, I mean, I've been out here for 30 minutes and I am soaked. I mean, I'm literally dripping sweat. I have barely done anything. I put this bumper back on. Yeah, it gets hot here quick. It doesn't help that the sun's beaming directly in my garage. But to everyone that says that Texas isn't hot, it's hot. All right, guys, I want to show you the final product. Well, it's not the final product because the GT500 bumper is getting painted, but I want to show you how this came out just so you can get a good idea of what it looks like. NRG toe strap, which I forgot to mention, you can actually add this into your rear bash bar order. You get a little bit of a discount with it. But yeah, that's basically how I got it done up. Excited to get the GT500 rear bumper out on there. I've also got the big wing. Only thing that bothers me is these freaking tail lights. Like, I already know 100% that Raxiums are gonna look absolutely awesome on this car, especially with the GT500 rear bumper, but I don't know if I could justify spending close to $400. But you guys tell me down in the comments below, should I get the Raxiums? If enough people say yes, I might just get them. But that's gonna wrap up today's video. It's hot. This video took 3 days when in my head it was just gonna take 2. But I got that installed, super happy about it. Once I get the bumper from Milo, full rear end will be done. So excited about that. I do wanna go ahead and get a front bash bar. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. The install's a little bit more involved. Basically, you gotta cut out your crash bar. Other than that, same thing, bolts right up. So next video is gonna be the angle kit install. I've done quite a couple drives around, but we'll get into the details of that angle kit in the next video. So guys, until next time, peace out.